Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Lights Out with Ish and Eve. I'm Ish and this is Eve, and we are back to discuss the rather spicy chapter of the championship that was the Austin Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It was, as a non-McLaren fan, quite enjoyable of a weekend. How did you feel?
It was a mixed bag, for sure. I think I was just like, oh, fuck. Like, Max is here to play. Because obviously there's been a few, like, different tracks with, like, Baku and Monza being, like, that probably disadvantages McLaren, those tracks. Singapore's, like, a weird street circuit, and Lando was up his ass. I was kind of like, this track, we will know whether it's real, and it's fucking real.
Yeah.
It's so real. Like, I no longer have the luxury of being like, oh, I don't know which McLaren driver I want to win. Just one of them, please.
Please.
Like, I think this weekend more than anything, like, was just like, it's going down to the wire between all three of them.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
which is just, and it's so funny as a McLaren fan to be like in the position where I'd be like, kind of funny if Max wins. Like, in what world am I like not devastated if one of my drivers doesn't win? Because, I mean, I'm devastated for them personally, but McLaren as a team fucking deserve to lose.
Yeah, after
Like,
everything that you've kind of tried to micromanage and piece together, and it's just annoying as a fan.
You deserve to lose the championship. But the thing is, they still won the constructors, so that, like, the people that are causing the fucking problems don't lose, which is annoying. Because the drivers aren't the ones causing the problems.
No, absolutely. But God, if they do, if Max wins, that is one of the biggest fumbles of all time, because he's now 26 points behind Lando and 40 points behind Oscar coming into Mexico with 5 races to go and 2 more sprints.
And 2 sprints. It's so, he could take the lead in, like, next week. Not actually, but, like, in 2 weekends' time.
Yeah. Well, the crazy, the funny part to me is,
actually, in 2 weekends' time, he could be in the lead of the World Championship.
Yeah. The funny part to me is it's like, oh, well, you know, if the McLarens come together, if McLaren's DNF, there's never any talk of, like, if Max DNFs. And I think that just says everything you need to know of, like, you know he's not going to make the mistake.
He's not gonna.
Don't know about McLaren.
Yeah. No.
Especially after this weekend, because the second those McLaren boys got the all clear to go racing, to Papaya rules is done, we're not going to interfere anymore, the championship secured, the second they got that and went racing, turn 1, they come together.
Although, to be fair, Lando was kind of minding his fucking business.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
it was not Lando's fault in the slightest.
And, like, obviously, my opinion on it, racing incident. But if you had to point a finger, it would be at Oscar, just because it was a bit of a sharp turn, and at turn 1, lap 1, there's a high risk that there's going to be a Hulkenberg in the way. But I still think racing incident, like, that's like, at work they were like, Oscar this! I was like, no!
Yeah.
I will not let you do that.
Yes.
But we were talking about, like, if Max hadn't DNF'd Hungary, like, if he hadn't been wiped out by Kimi, if, like, all these little things. But then that's the same thing that we're going to be talking about with, like, if Oscar didn't give the place back in Monza, and, like, blah.
Of course.
And, like, Canada and fucking Baku and...
No, for sure. But, I mean, and obviously, like, championships aren't just, like, one moment. But, when it gets to this point where it's so close, it's like, oh my God, imagine.
You start looking back at all those little things, and then, but we're, like, I'm kind of excited because it makes me less have to pick between my boys. Because I'm kind of like, well, if one of you, because Oscar Piastri is missing.
Yes. Who is this imposter?
He hasn't been on the podium in 3 races.
I know. It's bizarre. I'm like, where?
Huh?
Where has the form gone? I mean, I know, like, there's a little bit of, like, luck involved with it too, but
Yeah.
what?
But then just in the race, like qualifying P6 and then just pissing around in P5 all race, I was like, go! I was like, what are you doing?
I know.
Go!
Crazy. But speaking of, I guess, picking between the McLarens, do you think that McLaren now need to, like, pick a horse to back so that they don't lose the Drivers' Championship?
I think it's almost time, but I think at this point it's hard to do that because you'd say, pick Oscar, he's leading, right?
Yeah.
But that's the same driver who hasn't looked like doing anything in a month.
Recently. Yeah.
So, like, the momentum, you'd have to say, out of the McLarens, obviously the momentum is with Max, but out of the McLarens, the momentum is with Lando.
Yeah.
But Oscar's leading. So there's no way they're going to pick one. But it's coming to the point where you probably should start considering it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they're not going to pick someone. I feel like they might just reinstate papaya rules.
Papaya rules. Yeah, that's actually a really good point because they're like, we're not picking, but don't fucking crash into each other because it's going to start. It's like actually not just between the two of you anymore. Like you both need to watch each other's back in a way.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Oscar can get his form back, which I don't doubt he's capable of doing, like...
No. Yeah. I think he's just hopefully had a bit of a bad run. Yes.
Yeah, which happens. He is, after all, only in his 3rd year.
Yes.
But I think, if they're in a position where it's the 3 of them in the top 3, their advantage is that they can work together to beat Max.
Yes.
And I think that they should be... Like, if they need to reinstate papaya rules for the 2 of them to work together to beat Max, I think that they kind of should.
Yes.
But it's just like... And normally, you'd say a team could do that, but because of their whole debacle this whole year, it's like, just feels loaded to be like, McLaren should work together.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when has that gone well?
Yeah, particularly for Oscar. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. But surely, like, if he's ahead... Anyways.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, speaking of papaya rules, obviously coming into the weekend, the biggest talking point was these repercussions from Singapore.
Yeah.
And there was so much commentary made, and mostly I think it was just a big PR stunt because there was a lot of stuff in the media about McLaren and Zach Brown and Oscar's hiring, and there was a lot happening from a McLaren PR front that was just a little wild.
Crazy.
But so I feel like it was a bit of just like a PR stunt. I don't think there would be any repercussion. It would not be fair for there to be any repercussions on either of the drivers.
No.
Other than the consequence being that papaya rules is no longer a thing. And now, like, you're free to race. We're not going to intervene. Like, the consequence
and, like, Lando
of
can
Singapore,
do that to Oscar. Oscar can do that to Lando. Neither of you are protected.
Exactly. I feel like that's the repercussion is, like, you're now free to race. You're now free to do whatever you want. Like... Surely. Yeah. I don't see any world where any other consequence or repercussion is fair or valid.
Yeah, and, like, I don't think we saw any... I saw a lot of memes being, like, Lando being crushed, wiped out when he was minding his own business is his repercussion.
Yeah.
And I was like, well... But I don't think that was intentional, but who knows? No, I definitely was not intentional.
No.
But, oh my God. I mean, we'll get there. I won't talk about it. The other thing that was happened leading into the race weekend was Mercedes announced their driver lineup.
Yes.
Shock. It's the same.
Yes.
Who saw that coming?
Multi-year contract, which I assume is a 1+1.
Yeah. Everything that they're saying is like for 2026 and then beyond. It's definitely conditional. That 2027... is going to say, become world champion or you're fucking out. Like, that is it's like everything that they're saying, no one's really talking about it. Yeah. No one seems that locked in about, like, I think 2027 is very conditional for George.
Yeah, I think
Is Kimi just a 1 year? Obviously, all of the talk is about George.
I think Kimi's only signed till the end of 2026 as well. So
Yeah.
I think Toto's just very much keeping a spot open
His options
for
open.
Max, whether it's George's seat or Kimi's.
Or Kimi's, depending on how next year goes.
Yes, exactly. Like, because if George becomes world champion because that Mercedes is just the best car, and obviously George is a good driver too, like, you can't get rid of the guy that just won the world championship. But
oh my god, I would love to see George and Max as teammates.
I would just love to see a George and Max championship. Like, if that's the case next year,
I will love that. I would love
incredible.
that. Especially just like as a very neutral, kind of like, I guess, I was going to say you this year, but you're definitely more Oscar Australian.
yes.
But like very neutral, I feel like it would be between George and Max.
Yes.
Like I'd probably go for George because he's like the underdog and hasn't won one.
Yeah.
But like, it would just be so fun. They would be like beating fucking the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Like, every race would be so dramatic.
I would love that.
Yeah,
Toto
we'd
would
have
be
a lot
like,
to talk
what
about.
year is it? He's just
For real.
celebrating 2016 in 2026. He's like, whoa.
True. No. And Christian Horner's over at Ferrari, which apparently is a circulating rumour. I still don't see that happening.
It's been like an on and off rumour. We were also talking about this again in the office. I was like, because we were discussing like, does Red Bull now have the best car?
Yeah.
And like, they could, but I was like, obviously you give Max a piece of equipment that goes somewhat and he'll be up there. I don't know if it's better than the McLaren. He's just better, but like, because I think Lando did have the pace to race Max. Had he not been inside Charles Leclerc the whole time.
I know.
Charles is like, Max, I got you. Don't even fucking worry.
For real. I know. That was very funny.
That was funny. I really enjoyed their battle on the track.
It was very
really
good.
fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like we should get into it. We're yapping and we don't have
should.
that much time.
Yes. Just really quick. Obviously, there was a bunch of new liveries as well coming into this weekend. Arby's was designed by Shabuzi.
Was it?
Yeah.
No wonder it was kind of... No. I'm just like, it wasn't designed by a designer.
Yeah. Just so random.
The fucking the commentators were like slagging it off as well. They were like, that doesn't look like tortoise shell. I was like, okay.
Like, are you a tortoiseshell expert? Sorry.
Yeah. Like, who put you in charge?
Also, the idea of like putting the like print of a really slow animal on a car that's meant to go really fast.
That's actually
is
really
quite
funny.
ironic.
That is really funny.
Yeah. But Williams' throwback 2002 livery was very cool.
That was fun. I liked theirs.
Yes. I liked McLaren's race suits. The like rainbow.
Yeah.
That
was fun. Yeah. And a few fun helmets.
Yeah. It was good.
Anyways.
Always like those little bits. Let's get into it. FP1.
Yeah.
First of all, Hadjar had a very interesting session.
Yes.
When his engineer got on the radio, and he had a bit of like an off, first of all.
Yeah.
But he was fine. And then his engineer got on the radio and was like, Bottas is also pushing. And Hadjar was like, who?
He's like, you don't make any sense. Yeah, it's like, Bottas is in the Mercedes garage.
Yes.
And hasn't driven a car in a year. So
So
I don't know
sure
who
what
the
you're
fuck.
referring to.
I mean, I'm sure it was just one of the Saubers.
Yeah.
But like, that's
So
kind
funny.
of a crazy mistake. Like,
Yeah.
Bottas wasn't even at Sauber for that long, and it was that.
Yeah.
It was a weird mistake to make, but it was very funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah. Then there was a red flag for a little bit because there was debris from Lance Stroll's car. He just went off a curb and a piece went flying, and that was enough for a red flag.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, Carlos had to retire from the session with, I think, a gearbox problem, and it was just the start of like, Carlos just can't get a break. It finally looked like he was getting out of his Williams bad luck.
Yes.
And then it was like,
never mind. I know.
Let me just humble you real quick.
Yeah, for real. I know, we really thought we were through it, and it carries on. Ferrari were not looking so good.
No.
Charles also didn't get much running because of like a gearbox issue.
Yeah.
Or like some technical problem. But because of all these like red flags and everything, like no one really got a whole lot of running.
No. And yeah, like some people that were looking fast, like Alonso was looking really good. Both Saubers were kind of flying.
Yeah.
And Yuki had a good weekend. I mean, his qualifyings weren't that good, but he was making moves in both of the races, and I was like, go on.
I know.
Like,
he had a good weekend.
Yeah, like his qualifyings were a bit off, but like all in all, like he had a really good weekend.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. But the McLarens at this point were showing pace. I think Lando was fastest. But yeah, not a lot of people got a lot of running, which obviously is stressful for them in a sprint weekend because the very next session is competitive sprint quali.
Yup.
So in SQ1 we had Bortoleto, Ocon, Yuki, Colapinto, and Ollie Behrman eliminated. Sort of the usual suspects, as you said, not great from Yuki.
But they left him too late to bring him back out, and he didn't make the line.
I know.
Come on. And then they did the same thing with Max in Q3 in main quali. Luckily, he was fucking rapid anyway. But, like, that's
Crazy
a big
that
fumble in Q3 on the last lap twice.
Yes. Like, that's a mistake
weekend.
you might expect from, like, an Alpine or a Sauber. Or a Ferrari. But Red Bull... Well, here's the thing. So with SQ1, I was actually quite pleased that Yuki, Ocon, and Bortoleto did not make it to the line because Charles had a terrible SQ1. He had a terrible sprint quali in general.
Both?
But he was down in like P12 or P13 or something like that and was like not going to make it through if these drivers topped him, which would have been very easy to do.
Fucking Ferrari was struggling. Just SQ, sprint qualifying in general.
Yeah.
They were fighting for their life.
Like, barely scraping through. It was insane. I mean, Lewis did okay in SQ1, but, I was like, oh my god, Charles is going to get eliminated in SQ1. And thank God those three drivers did not get to cross the line. It saved Charles. But I was like,
but then,
what is happening?
He only scraped through again, and then, oh my god, like, he was just bad time. Anyways, Gasly made it through, which was good for him.
Yes.
Any Alpine out of Q1 is a miracle these days.
Honestly, I know.
And Williams were looking quite fast, I think.
Yes, they were
throughout quali.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then in SQ2 we had Liam Lawson, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Isaac Hadjar, and Kimi Antonelli eliminated. So yeah, both Williams made it through to SQ3, which was cool. Yes. Ferrari again, just like way off the pace, like a second off the pace on a fast
and it
lap.
looked like they were fighting each other for the last spot in there as well at one point, and I was like, oh god. But then luckily they both kind of pulled it out of the bag and poor Kimi copped that one. But like, kind of funny.
And like they might have been doing like higher fuel runs on their first ones because like they didn't want to risk coming in and then having the issue of like getting back out again in traffic. But like still, like Lewis was P10. Like he just made it through SQ2 and only by like 0.006 of a second did he beat Kimi. Like barely by the skin of his teeth scraped through. I was like,
literally,
hello? But yeah, Liam Lawson had his time deleted for track limits, so that's why he didn't make it through. But the rest are pretty stock standard. Hulkenberg made it through, which was exciting.
Yeah, and it's actually the first time he's made Q3 this year, apparently. Oh, really? They said. I was like, go on.
Yeah. Hulkenberg had a good week. I mean, the, sprint was a bit chaotic, but Hulkenberg had a good weekend in the race. First time back in the points since his podium in Silverstone. Yeah, he looked good this weekend. Obviously, the sprint itself was unfortunate for him.
Yes. But not his fault. Zach Brown. But yeah. What else?
Well, SQ3, I mean, only a couple drivers first went out and did like a banker lap. Most kind of just stayed in the pits and did like a 1-lap shootout, which is always quite fun just to see what's gonna happen.
Especially in Austin, like there's a few, like track limits is a bit dangerous.
Yes.
There's always a few track limits deletions around here.
Yes. Well, in the race, people were getting black and white flags.
Black and white flag.
No tomorrow.
Lando got a black and white flag like on lap 1.
Yeah.
I was like, bro. I was like, how the fuck is he gonna pass anyone?
I know.
When he's already... Anyways, that's a discussion for later. But, like, I was like, brother, please.
I know. But Charles's lap was below both of the Williams. Carlos was ahead of Lewis, which always entertaining.
Yes. He was ahead of both of them. He was like...
Yeah, literally. And yeah, Oscar just not really on the pace with Lando.
No.
Like, he was still P3, or Lando was still P3. No.
Oscar was P3.
Oscar was P3, yeah. Oscar was P3, but he was like 4 tenths behind or something like that. Like, he was like significantly...
Yeah, slower.
Yeah.
It was just like one of those ones where I was like, I don't really... Like, Lando can be up there, but Max is gonna get them. Like, there was just, like, in my mind, there was no way in hell Max wasn't gonna get that pole. Same in real quali.
Yeah.
I was just like...
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna get excited about that because Max is just gonna get it.
Yeah. It's just... Coda is, I think, one of those tracks where you just know Max is gonna just kill it.
And Mexico is even better for him.
Yeah, I know. Anyways. 5-time winner. Yeah. Anyways, shall we get into the sprint, or is there anything you wanted to say about sprint quali? So, the sprint. my first point that I was writing as I was watching it was, holy shit, the start. It happened.
Yeah. I wrote fucking awful start for McLaren in the championship.
So, yeah.
That
Obviously,
just about sums it up. We kind of already talked about it a bit, but...
We did. But yeah, I think Oscar was just far too ambitious trying to fit his McLaren into that gap. And proceeded to fly a little over Lando, or send it into Lando. Who was then just an absolute passenger in the... demolition derby that was the start of the Austin sprint. Literally.
It was just like, because I saw Oscar go up and I was like, oh my god, no. And then I saw him land on Lando and I was like, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I was like, somehow my brain had enough time to process Oscar's crash.
Yeah.
And be like, not be like, we still have one, but then be like disappointed again when he landed on top of Lando. It was
like 1, 2.
It really was. It was like, doors, and I was like, because I didn't know like whether either of them would be able to keep going. And then I saw Lando's wheel like continuing the race, and I was like, oh. And then Oscar was like,
all the drivers like dodging the wheel.
I saw a meme that was like, Lando's tyre made it further in the race than he did.
I mean, it did. It absolutely did.
It rolled down the hill.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was just horrendous. And it also took out Fernando Alonso.
It did.
Obviously, Oscar was just like, I'm going to try the switchback. And not on lap 1.
No.
Not at turn 1.
Turn 1, yeah. Like, that is just a pretty deadly corner, quite frankly.
Yeah, it is just a deadly corner in general. And that's why we love it. But
but when you've got all 20 cars entering it at the same time,
I was like, Max is just cackling right now.
Honestly,
it could not be better for him. He's like,
I know,
not bad.
I mean, look, for McLaren, if it was going to happen, at least it happened in a sprint race and not like a time when 25 points could be taken away.
That was the saving grace.
Yes, like at least it was only 8 if it was going to happen.
100% agree.
Yeah. But very unfortunate. For someone who highly benefited from this crash was Charles Leclerc, who
Yeah, he was
was
up.
up to 4th from his dismal qualifying of 10th.
Yeah.
Yuki was up like 11 places as well. So there were definitely drivers who just
Oh my god,
flew.
it was so funny. Once I like got over my meltdown and had a look at the order at the restart, and I was
Yeah.
like, one guess, gun to your head, who has snuck through to P2? It can't be anyone else. Of course it's George Russell.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
He
the
has
self-fulfilling
spawned.
prophecy.
Yeah.
He's there. Crash into each other, George Russell will take your
George
place.
Russell will be there. Yeah.
Like,
100%.
and I just thought that was quite funny. I could see the humour in that, even though I was like,
Yeah, I know. I loved the camera kept cutting to Zach Brown, like hoping for a reaction, and he was just giving the camera nothing. He was just staring
yeah, and then he
directly
gets
at
on
the
the fucking
screen.
commentary, is like, it's Nico's fault. Like,
Yeah.
no, bitch. But then he did come on after the sprint and rectify his error.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, good, because don't be blaming Nico.
no.
He's just
Nico
living his
was
life
where
in
he should
P4.
be. Yeah.
Well, he in a Sauber, he shouldn't be in P4. But,
no, yes. But
anyways.
anyway.
But, yeah. Then
So the race carried
George
on.
and Max, I thought, could get a bit spicy.
Yes.
They had
and
a little,
did
like, George-
for one moment around lap 8. George kind of had a go, went for a lunge. He and Max both went off the track. That was good, I think. It was a good call by Max, because I think if he hadn't bailed and gone off the track, I think they would have come together, and that would have
Definitely, they would have crashed.
been that. Yeah.
But it was giving a little bit what happened with Lando and Max last year. And it was a bit
100%.
of a Max Verstappen dive bomb.
Yes. And it's so
Like-
funny when that happens to Max, because he gets on the radio like, what the hell is he doing? Like, it's
Yeah, I
like,
know.
he's doing
It's like,
the thing that you
was
do
vintage
every
Max
single time.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
Like, that is... Like, I saw the Snape meme about this, that it was like, you dare use my own spells against me.
Yeah. Yeah,
like-
bitch, I do.
Because they work.
Yeah.
How do you think you're 4-time world champion?
Literally. But that was very funny.
Then the Ferraris got feisty. How did you find that?
I was very stressed. I was like, here's the thing though. I think whenever it was Charles and Carlos, or now even with Charles and Lewis, I think I just have way more trust in them than I do with like George, Max, the McLarens, that when they're racing each
They're
other.
not going to come together.
Yeah, like I think they'll absolutely come as close as they possibly can, but I never feel like, oh god, this is gonna go badly.
Yeah, that's a
And
nice
maybe
feeling.
It is a
It
nice
must
feeling.
be to have.
And maybe that's, I know, maybe that's just because it's gone well so far. I don't have like too many like negative like references for that. But yeah, I'm like, I feel
That's
like
fair.
it was okay. I was
He did
a little
barge
stressed.
past him though. I was like, damn.
When he did get past, it was a bit of like a gnarly little
Shove.
move.
Yeah, but it all worked out well.
Yes. And that's how it's done. That's how you get past your teammate without coming together. McLaren.
Take notes, McLaren. Literally. Then Max was complaining about his car sliding. And I was like, this is where I started to be like, there's more repercussions. I've used the buzzword, shoot me. To the double
Take a
DNF.
shot.
Yeah, the repercussions of the double DNF went further than just maxing the championship, because McLaren then had no race run data.
Yes.
And Red Bull were able to be like, the car's sliding in the race, and then fix it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like McLaren, or maybe, I don't know, but then just the fact that they were both kind of struggling through quali, and then Oscar struggling in the race, I was like, oh, did that have more of an impact on just their prep for the race than there would have if...
No, totally.
And I'm sure it did to a degree. Obviously, to what degree, who the fuck knows? But...
Well, I mean, at the start of quali, it was like, not like neither McLaren was even out of the garage yet. Like, they were still getting fixed.
Yeah.
So it could even be the case of like, the car just wasn't fully together, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Come quali time. But coming back to the sprint, so around, I think, like lap 15, Ollie Behrman had like quite a good, I thought it was a good overtake on Antelli, like in the sense of it was fun to watch. But he overtook him off track. And the stewards obviously saw that, gave him a 10-second penalty, which felt a little harsh. But the really like important thing to note of that is often 10-second penalties come with penalty points. And Ollie Behrman only has 2 penalty points left on his license before a race ban. So there was a lot of speculation about whether he was even going to be able to race in the main race, or if he was going to, and he didn't get any penalty points applied. And I think the FIA are very like, you got to really
lenient with that. Yeah,
once you're on your final points for them to actually give you a race ban. But I mean, like, and there was the whole talk of like, oh, he should have just given the place back, but he was in the final points position. Like, I wouldn't have given the place back. Like,
no, it's like, we'll let the stewards do it, and if I end up back behind him, I end up back behind him.
Exactly.
Like I'll rather take that risk. No one came
together. I would have absolutely not given the place back.
And then I kind of thought that the sprint would just kind of end like that. Because as they do in sprints, they just end up kind of trundling around. And then...
Yes. And then...
Lance Stroll remembered who he is.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It has been a minute.
But he just drove straight into Esteban Ocon.
Yeah.
And he apologized when they were still like mid-crash. Did you see on his onboard? Ocon was like still spinning and he was like...
Yeah.
Like he knew.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny.
The funniest part, well, the craziest part for me was when Lance Stroll kept going. Like, without a wheel.
Girl,
like, he just thought... What are you doing? I literally yelled at him. I was like, what are you doing? Get off the road!
Yeah, Martin Brundle was like, you can't drive a car around like that. Speaking of Martin Brundle.
Yes.
I have a bone to pick. Because it's really a really stupid bone to pick. But I don't know if you noticed, he has a new obsession for the word bona fide. He said it about 10 times. And he kept using it in the wrong context. And I was like... Oh my god, like he's clearly just learnt the word.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That was his like
But that's what it was
vocab word of the
giving.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but it was like all through the sprint and then he said it again in the race and I was like, oh my god.
That's so funny. I did not clock that at all, but I'm sure now that you've said it, like if he does it again, I'll like notice.
Yeah, you'll see. But anyways, then the sprint ended under safety car and the only other point I had for that is, did you hear the fucking crowd?
I did. It was so cute.
For Carlos.
It was so sweet when, so like obviously a race ended and Jenson Button was doing the interviews and he talks to Max, he talks to George, and then like before Carlos can even start talking, the crowd just goes crazy. So sweet.
Yeah.
And like
so good.
When his microphone wasn't working and he was like trying to like thank the crowd and everything like that, and then George hands him a microphone and he's like double parked with the microphone.
And he said he was like, I can just do both.
Yeah.
And I saw so many memes of that, of like the microphones being a Ferrari each, and he's like, I can do both. Because he beat both the Ferraris. I was like, well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
But that was so nice. And I'm like, you're doing great, sweetie.
I know. He did go up to P3 in the drivers. With his P3 finish, he went up to P10 in the drivers' championship.
Wow.
At the end of the sprint, I don't know where. I forgot to look where he is now since the end of the race.
Well, unless anyone else overtook him, I was gonna say the same because he didn't finish that. But he might have been overtaken again.
Anyways,
but that is an amazing recovery in like a month span.
I know.
from where he was.
Completely. Because he was
Obviously, the
really
podium in
struggling.
Baku really turned it around.
Yes.
But
for
great
sure.
recovery.
I know.
Happy
We
for
love
him.
it.
Very happy for him.
I know. So cute. But that was kind of the sprint. Did you have anything else to say on that?
Nope.
Quali. So,
Yes.
in Q1, we had Isaac Hadjar, Alex Albon, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto eliminated. Poor Hadjar, 3 minutes into quali, and he's in the wall.
The first flying lap. Like, not
I
even
know.
his first flying lap, the first flying lap.
I know. And, like, nothing untoward really seemed to happen. He just kind of, like, bottomed out lost it and just slid such high speed, smashed into the wall. Like,
and
hard
he
enough
was
to trigger the medical car.
fuming.
I
My
know.
God. He was so pissed off with himself. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
It's okay.
Yeah, like, you're doing great, sweetie.
It's only like
it's
second
okay.
Q1 elimination or something like that.
Literally, or maybe third now or something. I don't know, but yeah. Like, you're fine.
I know. Poor leg. But
it was looking really good from Charles and also from Fernando Alonso.
Yes, for sure. I think Charles went fastest on his first flying lap once it got going again. Oscar not looking so good. He ended up like P5 or like P6 after the first flying laps on a brand new set of tires, I'm pretty sure too. Like,
yeah, and then Lando also got his lap deleted for track limits, and I was like, brother.
I know.
I was like, this is shaping out to be bad.
I know, and I think even when he did get a lap together, he was like below
wasn't.
Oscar. He was like P7 or something like that. Like, what?
I was like, guys, please.
I know, and especially because obviously the previous day they'd just come together and had lost 8 points to Max. I was like, oh my God, are they going to qualify like fourth row and like
together?
Max is just going to take like 15 points out of both of them? Like, what is about to happen right now?
Crazy.
But Mercedes are looking quick on their final flying laps. Lance Stroll had his lap time deleted. That's how he ended up eliminated.
He also had a 5-place grid penalty, which did like not much.
Yeah. I don't think it even got applied because Hadjar didn't set a time. So Hadjar still started in the...
I think he went down 1 place. I think he went from 18th to 19th.
Yeah. But Albon had his time deleted, which was really sad because he was in 8th. Like, he did a really good lap right at the end and then got dropped to 19th. Because I think the other part of that was, like, Sainz was looking quite quick as well. So it was like,
they looked
the Williams
good.
are looking good. And then, like, Albon's got to get out of, like, the elimination zone. He did it. And then his lap time got deleted.
Not to be. But the flip side of those two getting their times deleted was that both Alpines went through.
Yes,
and I was
very
like,
true.
Okay.
Correct. I know,
okay,
that was nice. But then in Q2, the eliminated drivers were Colapinto, Gasly.
What can you do?
Yeah. Only so much. They can only do so much. Colapinto, Gasly, Yuki, Liam Lawson, and Nico Hülkenberg. Again, kind of the usual suspects.
Yeah. But Gasly's lap was deleted for track limits, his early one. I mean, I think it would have ended up kind of the same anyway, let's be real.
Yes.
But then Ferrari were looking back on the pace.
Yes. They kind of, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're
with it.
Yes. And I was like, okay.
Time to do it is now, so that's good. Yeah.
Yes. But I did like the little Red Bull drama that happened with Yuki being like, Liam's disturbing me on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, no, he's just being slow and probably on the race, like, too close to the racing line. But I don't think he was like, oh, Yuki's behind me, let's fuck him up.
Yeah, I think, and then even the commentary was like, I don't know, it's just a bad place to meet him on the track. Like, I don't know where else he could be.
I know. I think Martin Brundle was like, Ian could have gone to the airport next door, and like he couldn't have been more out of the way. Like,
yeah, literally. That was really funny. Oscar again was looking slow.
Yeah, like P7 after like first flying laps or something like that.
I was like, who are you? And then there was like a
Literally.
bunch more people who had their times deleted. And then it was getting very mixed at the top. There was like, obviously Max, both Ferraris were up there. George was up there. Lando was kind of there and thereabouts.
Yeah.
Not as up there as I would have hoped. Oscar wasn't up there.
Nope.
But it was very mixed all of a sudden at the top. And I was like, ooh.
Yes, but then no one seemed to really improve on their final flying laps. In the sense of like, once it was all mixed up from like their second laps, like nothing
You kind of stayed there.
The order didn't really change. For the last ones. Because then Q3, Max obviously sets an incredible first lap.
I was like, should we all go home?
Literally beats Lando's
by like
time
half
by,
a
like,
fucking
4/10.
second.
Yeah. Like, insane. Charles did a little spin right at the end of his first flying lap.
I was like, okay, scenic route.
Yeah.
I mean, it still counted because he stayed in track limits, but
Yeah. But
he was
the
4
time
seconds
was-
slower than everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, because I think we were watching, like, I was watching the time in the little, like, graphic below, and I was like, okay, this is looking good, this is looking good, this is looking good. And then it didn't show it live, it, like, it, like, showed a replay afterwards, and I was like, why didn't he improve? What
Yeah, why
what
is
was
he
that
P10?
time?
Yeah, like why is he 4 seconds slower than everyone else? It was going well until the third sector, but he's crossed the line. So
Yeah,
like what
so
happened?
what happened?
And then it replayed it and I was like, oh.
He just stopped for a little twirl.
Added some
Yeah.
pizzazz to his qualifying lap. He's like, do you want to see
Correct.
me do a trick?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh boy.
It is funny that his comment on the post that F1 made about like who's still in title contention.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it was like Charles Leclerc would have had to win every race and both McLarens not score another point at all to win the championship. And he was like, let's go, baby.
I know.
Obviously, after this weekend, he is no longer mathematically
yes.
in championship contention. Shock.
Yeah. Shock.
But
That's
I
a
just thought that
real-
was a really funny thing to note at this point in time because he's
That
just
was
like...
so funny. Nah.
Then we
I know.
mentioned it a little bit earlier, but like Max didn't make it back to the line.
Crazy. And Red Bull are so lucky that he stayed on pole, because could you imagine like GP on the radio having to listen to Max lose his absolute shit if he didn't stay on
Make
pole
it out in
and make it
time and he
round.
didn't get in pole. I was like a little bit, I was like, is he trying to get P2? Because like P2 here is a good place to start,
Yeah, I get you.
but I don't think he would do that.
No, I
I
he
think just like in
wants-
general, you'd rather stay on pole. But I was like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? But we never got to hear because I guess if he had lost pole position, then we would have known whether it was on purpose or not. But
Yeah.
ooh, I was
I
like,
know.
but even when he didn't make it to the line, I was like, you're 4 tenths ahead. I was like,
Yeah.
Lando can maybe find 1 or 2 tenths. I don't think he's
Yeah.
finding 4.
Yeah, I didn't think the track evolution was that good at that point.
No.
I was quite excited for a Max and Lando front row
Yeah.
and Charles in P3.
Yes.
Because-
Did you see Charles in the interview after? He was like, well, we know what happened at the start last year.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, run it back.
Literally. And he was clearly, he was like having a smirk in the interview. He was like,
Yeah.
but then obviously Oscar qualified P6. And I was
Yeah.
like, he is at huge pile up risk
Yeah, for real.
in there. I was very concerned about his turn 1.
Yes.
Obviously, it was fine. But I was like,
Yes.
ooh.
You're like, given
But then
this
I was-
morning's activities.
Literally. But I was also like, well, Lando wasn't safe in P2 this morning, so I shouldn't be
Yes.
too confident he's going to be fine either.
Very
But I
true.
was just like, I sent you a Snapchat in the morning. I was like, I woke up feeling great and then I remembered Oscar qualified P6.
Yeah.
That genuinely happened. I was like, Sunday morning, race day. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not quite the vibe. I mean, I was kind of, because I really want this like 3-way championship fight to happen.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy in the sense
You're
of
like,
like,
close
well, if
that gap.
Oscar's, yeah, I was like, well, if Oscar's the one that's further down, he's the one that's furthest ahead. So that's going to help them, the three of them come together.
Close up.
Points wise. So I was
Yeah.
quite excited for that. But I think that's kind of it for quali. Shall we get into the race?
Yeah.
First of all, I turn the TV on at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I get told by Martin Brundle on the commentary that Charles Leclerc is the only driver in my top 15 that is on softs, and I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I had no faith.
No, but
Ferrari kind of cooked.
they did.
I mean,
That was a great strategy.
great
I mean,
strategy.
Because, like, he ended P3, but I think he said it in his interview as well. He was like, staying P3 was what we thought was the best we could hope for. And he was like, we
Yeah.
fought for P2.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm well happy to
Yeah.
finish P3.
Like, that McLaren is significantly faster than the absolute tractor
Yeah,
that is the Ferrari. So,
literally.
yeah, that was the absolute best outcome that could have happened, and Ferrari nailed it.
And they were the only ones.
I know.
Go on. But yeah, it is always a bit concerning when you see Ferrari the only one doing one strategy. You're like,
Yeah, you're
ooh.
like, okay. But then, obviously, like, hindsight, it is crazy to think then that Lando also didn't start on the softs.
Yeah, and Charles said that. He was like, I thought you would be on soft.
Yeah. So that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could just be like potentially something to do with the fact that they just like didn't really have that much like race data, and they were like, let's just go with the safe option
Yeah.
because we don't have the track time and stuff for that. But yeah,
Yes.
it's also like, is it at the point of the season where you can't safe option anymore? You have to take a risk.
Yeah.
Getting there,
Kinda.
probably not just yet.
Yes.
But after this weekend, you should probably consider it.
You need to do something. But it was an
was
amazing start for Charles and Lewis, but Charles almost took the lead through
Yeah,
turn two.
I was like, go on. Because he got Lando, and I was like, okay, he's on soft, whatever.
Yes.
And then he was going for Max, and I was like, go. I was like, yes. I was like, doesn't bother me if he fucks off into the distance. That's fine.
Go
for
for
it. Literally. Do your shit, gang. Like, go off.
I know, it was so good.
Terrible start for George.
Yes. Bad start for George.
He lost place to Lewis and Oscar immediately.
Yes.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, very much not ideal. But it was all relatively, compared to the sprint, it was all relatively smooth sailing through the first couple laps.
There was like a bit of a ding dong between Albon and Bortoletto.
Oh, true. Yes,
But
they
that
did have
was
contact.
A racing incident, no further action.
Yeah, so
Kind of
that was
fine.
kind of fine.
Unfortunate for Albon, just kind of like compounded on his lap time deletion in quali. Because then
Yes.
Carlos was making moves.
He was working
Until-
his way through.
He wasn't. But,
Yes.
yeah.
But pretty early on, the Lando and Charles battle started, which was honestly the most exciting part of the whole race, I think.
Agreed.
Was,
Yeah,
If that
100%.
hadn't happened, it probably would have been a little dull. But Lando
Yeah.
and Charles battling for P2 that was fun.
It was fun because it was some really good racing. Like,
was.
very clean, amazing defense from Charles.
Incredible.
Like,
That man had the
some-
widest Ferrari in history.
Literally.
Like, Lando
Literally,
just could
my
not
brother
get through.
was like, God, Charles is kind of good. Because he's basically, for context, only really started watching this year. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. You just haven't been able to see it because he's been fucking around on his own in P6. Like, oh, but he
made a
driving
good
so
world championship run in 2022. Like,
yeah, literally. No, I was like, yeah, he actually is. But that was some really good fighting. But unfortunately for Lando, it let Max scamper off.
It did.
Into the distance.
It did.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, for real. I think as Lewis was behind Lando as well, there was like...
Yeah.
He wasn't just trying to overtake Charles. He was also trying to like keep Lewis at bay too.
And look after his tyres.
And part of me was like, oh my God, like if Lando and Charles like, you know, end up going off or whatever, like... I was half expecting another through goes Hamilton with Lewis just like
just right there, like
him.
waiting for it. Yeah. Because at that point as well, Oscar wasn't far behind Lewis. They were all right there for a second. And I was like, this could, if any of them have a little bit of a wee, then that could get a bit fun.
Yes. Correct.
Then Kimi and Carlos had their collision. Carlos and the rookies.
I know.
Just again.
Yeah. Sainz, he tried to like come through the inside and just like drove straight into him. Just him.
It was not good.
Yeah, I think it was a bit optimistic from Carlos, is my take. I
think so as
really
well.
See that as Kimi's fault. I don't think Kimi really like closed the door. I think
and he wasn't really enough alongside him, I think, to have a case for being there.
Yeah.
I think he has a grid penalty.
He does.
For next week.
A 5-place grid
3?
penalty.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Carlos's bad luck does indeed continue.
Yes. But then obviously we had a virtual safety car, which I was like, is Charles gonna box off his softs? Because I was like, if that had been the strategy, if he was on a 2-stop, which it was like, is he... Because everyone kind of thought he might be. Because that's before we learned that the hard tyre was horrible.
Trash. Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, this is a really good time
for
Charles to come in under the virtual safety car and take off his softs. So I was a little bit confused when he stayed out.
Yes,
but
same.
Ferrari's strategy.
They were good. Because,
they
were exactly the same. I was like, oh no, they've done good so far and now they're going to bottle it.
Yeah, because it felt like the perfect time for a virtual safety car for his tyres. Like, he was getting to the point where it's like, Lando is inevitable here. Like, your tyres are fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing great.
No.
But then he stayed out and kept fighting. And both McLarens were like, my front left is going. I was like, your front left is going. Like, why are yours? I mean, he had been, to be fair, he was following so close behind Charles for so long. Like, that would ruin your tyres.
And I think that was Charles' saving grace, was the fact that Max was able to just go off into the distance. He wasn't in his dirty air as much. And he could just look after his tyres a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, by this point, Hadjar had a black and white flag already. It was like lap 6. Like, it was lap 6, you've already gone off 3 times.
Yeah, like crazy. Insane that he managed to not go off again. But then it was like Lando was already at 2 strikes. And then, like, immediately went off again. And, like, I was like, he kind of had to take avoiding action, but that's still track limits. It's not enough of avoiding action to have to... for it to not be track limit. Like...
Exactly.
And I was like, again, as I mentioned earlier, like, this is so early for a black and white flag.
Yeah.
And I was like, at what point, like, is he just going to have to sit behind Charles because there's literally, he can't risk going off.
I know. Well, it was funny. Charles, like, dobbed on him, like, down the radio. That will never not be funny to me when people dob on each other.
It's... It's like, Norris track limits. It's like, very clearly, actually. Like, he was like 10 meters that way. Like, he was wasn't close.
No.
Anyways, then he finally got through on Charles. But I was like, your tyres are not good enough to go chasing after
Yeah.
Max. So
Yeah.
you just have to try and not let them die and nurse them to then go on to the soft, because
Yes.
the hard is shit.
Yes.
So
For real. I know. It was just interesting to see when everyone was going to pit. Because after Lando got through Charles, like you said, it was just a matter of nursing his tyres. But then at this point, it was like, okay, surely Charles has to come in now to pit. And then Charles and Lewis did battle for like half a lap before they just were like, decided to pit Charles. Like, why weren't Ferrari on the team radio being like, chill,
he's going to come in.
He's coming in.
That
Like,
was so dumb.
really
I was
bizarre.
literally like, you've just wasted Lewis's time and tyres.
Yeah, like
by
why,
doing
why?
And then they told Lewis to start lifting and coasting, and I was like,
Yeah. Oh, literally like clockwork. It was like the half race distance hit. It was like lap 28. Lift and
lift and
coast.
coast.
I was like, stand it up. Thanks,
I just think
Ferrari.
it's so funny when Ferrari are like, lift and coast. I'm like, brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
For real. Make a car that works the whole time.
Literally. I have a really funny note.
Yes.
Because this is when Oscar came in to pit, because he was at undercut risk of George, and they were basically like, do you want to do the overtaking on the track or
Yes.
not?
Pit
And he
now.
was like,
Yeah.
no. And this is what he was on a completely different strategy to Lando. I have no qualms with them pitting Oscar first. They were in
Yes.
different situations.
Yes.
And I said, good stop from Oscar means that Lando's will be bad. And
boy,
look what
were you
happened.
right.
Yeah. I literally wrote that down, and then literally my next note, everyone going on to softs, FFS, slow stop 3.8.
Yeah. Yeah. They just can't seem to get their second stop right. Like, whatever their, like, resetting process is, they just can't seem to do it
Yeah.
twice. They can't seem to nail it twice.
I know, and for a while it was always front left, then it was front right, then it was back right, and now it was front right again.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys.
Bizarre. I know.
Guys.
I know.
What a fog. Anyway,
Weird.
I don't think that impacted that much. Charles would have undercut him anyway.
Yeah.
Because then obviously he came up back behind Charles, and I was like,
Yep. And
Cool.
here we are again. Yeah.
literally.
Run it back. I know. I think after all those pit stops happened, I think it was around like lap 35 or something like that. Ollie, like went for a lunge and spun out, very nearly taking himself and Yuki out.
I can't believe they didn't make contact.
Yeah, well, Yuki kind of moved under braking, which sent Ollie into the dirt. And then, yeah, they both just... I mean, Yuki was kind of able to continue driving off, but I was glad Ollie got going again and was able to continue.
Me too.
But, yeah, that was kind of...
Also, like, I mean, obviously he didn't, but if they'd made contact, I wonder if they would have penalised Ollie for that, or if they'd have penalised Yuki for moving under braking. Because I'm like, was that going to be his penalty points?
Yeah.
But they may have penalised Yuki for moving under braking, but I think just because they're both able to continue on, they just went...
Yes, exactly. Okay. Like, it's fine. And then, yeah, like 4 or 5 laps later, Lando finally caught back up to Charles.
He's having another crack.
Yes, was having another crack. And, like, Lando was on the radio at this point being like, oh, my soft tyres are gone. And I was like, oh, is Charles going to be able to, like, stay ahead here? Like, is he going to get P2?
I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, because Lando was on, albeit used softs, but Charles was on 10-lap old mediums. And I was like, their tyre life might be quite similar here.
Yes,
but
I think
obviously
they were
the
very
soft
similar.
degrades a lot faster, and
Yes.
Lando's the one up Charles's ass in the dirty air.
Yes.
And but I was literally like, oh, it's fucking over. it's so over.
I know.
And then he like dropped back, and I was like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
Let's stay ahead of Hamilton, please. Like what?
Yes.
I was like, okay, we're gonna finish like this. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
he was biding
then he
his time.
comes back and has another crack, and I love this from Lando. Like,
yes.
I love this mentality from Lando to not be like, everything's horrible, I'm the worst, my tyres are dead, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we heard a lot of him and his engineer this race, and it was very like, just bide your time, come back, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, obviously, but it felt like he was like, my tyres are fucked, I can't do it.
Yes.
And then backed off and then came back. And I was like, okay, go on.
Yeah.
Like, the commitment to, like, come back and then go for it again, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, slay. Like,
I know,
as he should. I'm not saying that he did anything crazy. Like, that's what he should do.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I thought mentally he was down and out.
Yes. But no.
So I was like, okay, go on.
With like 5 laps to go, absolutely lunged for Charles around turn 1, went wide, and then Charles kind of like switched back and got back ahead of him, and I was like, oh, okay, he's back ahead.
Yeah.
All right. And then further around the lap, just got him and dropped him straight away.
I didn't think he was going to drop him. I thought Charles would come back at him because if his tyres are dead.
Yeah. But
Like,
he got seconds away, like immediately.
he was like, see ya. And I think that his lunge down into turn 1, while it ultimately didn't work, I think it unsettled Charles a bit.
Yes.
Because, like, lap after lap, he was trying to overtake at turn 12, wasn't happening. And Charles knew what was coming every time.
Yeah.
But I think the lunge down into turn 1 maybe just made Charles go a bit like, oh, because then he got him on that lap.
Yes.
So I think it probably helped just, like, destabilize Charles a little bit.
Yes.
Which ultimately, and he dropped him. I was like, oh my God, if he'd just gotten out of the way earlier, we could have had a crack at Max.
Literally. I know.
I was like, bruh.
Charles seriously defended Max there.
Literally. He's like, I got you. Like, Verstappen is back. Like,
for real.
The Alpine incident at the end.
Yes.
Like, I was like, this is so silly for Franco to do that, but kind of iconic. I was like, kind of funny. But I think from Alpine's perspective, because obviously they were like, hold positions, we're managing this, because they didn't want either of them to get overtaken by Bortoletto.
Yeah.
And Franco was like, he's so slow, and just overtook him. But then he left Gasly in the dust, and Gasly did get overtaken by Bortoletto. So I was like, surely Alpine should have just been like, swap the positions and then give Gasly DRS and just drag him around the track.
Yes.
So you have the faster car in front and you just drag the other one around so he can't be overtaken.
I know. It was a little strange. I mean, maybe because, like, Gasly's the senior driver, but...
But Franco was clearly the faster car.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that was a bit silly and just a bit funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're fighting for P17.
I know. I think that's the thing. It's not even for points. But
it's not even near points.
I know. Like, pride. But anyways.
I want to know what the fuck happened to Lewis at the end.
Yeah, so it sounded like he had a puncture from something.
He thought he had a puncture.
Yes.
But I don't know that he did.
He did.
But
yeah.
he did?
No. So I was
know.
just saying, I don't know if he thought he did. But I don't know if he actually did. But, yeah, it was...
That was kind of funny because Oscar gained 4 seconds on him in the last lap. And then it cut to it. I think the TV director, first of all, listened to feedback.
Yes. Nailed it. I did not see a single girlfriend.
No, I know. Very minimal crowd shots.
Yes.
No girlfriends.
Actually stayed on the drivers after
Showed the
Max had
midfield
crossed the
battles.
line. Yep. Had picture-in-picture when there was other stuff going on. Applause.
Literally. Like, okay, more of that, please.
For real.
But yeah, when Oscar was closing down Lewis, I was like, go Oscar! Go on! Get him! Obviously, like, too little too late. But I was like, oh, one last place right at the end, please?
I know. Wrong.
But also, it's just kind of funny. It's like the second week in a row that Lewis has been in critical danger on the last lap because of something.
I know. True. I know, but yeah, that was kind of crazy. But obviously, Max won. Yuki was in P7, which, as we said before, great,
really good
result for him. And the championship has very much closed up.
It's horrifying, really.
It's exciting.
It's really exciting. And yeah, I am kind of happy that it's not just between the two McLarens. It kind of makes it less stressful.
That's fair. That's fair.
It makes it less stressful. Like, I'm happier than I was before.
Yeah. I get
because, yeah, I don't know. But anyways. It's going to go down to the fucking wire.
I know. It's fun.
Anyways.
Shall we get into our awards?
Yes.
Biggest winner, who did you have?
Max, and Max.
Yes.
Big time.
Yes.
Honourable mention to Ferrari.
Yes.
Because from where they were at the start of the weekend to where they finished.
Completely
great
agree. Charles said it on the radio, like, when he crossed the line, he was like, this has just been a great recovery from where we started 2 days ago. So
honourable mention to them. And also, special shout out to the fucking trophy. That thing is sick.
So cool. I
love it.
Outline
the two
of the
tracks and then with the Longhorn.
The Longhorn. Oh.
I want that.
Cool. Yeah, that was very cool.
So that's a big winner in my opinion, because that was fucking cool. Who did you have?
I also had Max. I also had Charles and Nico for being back in the points since for the first time since Silverstone.
Sure.
Biggest loser. Who did you have?
Biggest loser. I had McLaren, specifically Oscar.
Yeah.
Like McLaren on a whole for like their double DNF and then like struggling through quali and everything, but obviously specifically Oscar because he wasn't really able to bounce back in the race the way that Lando did. Like Lando drove a very good race in the end. Yeah. And Oscar was just kind of doing nothing.
Yeah, for sure. I had that as well. I had the McLarens.
Yeah. Also, little mention to Carlos because he had finally bounced back from his luck and it's gone.
Yeah, I know. That does suck. I also had Alpine because that car is clearly just an absolute shitbox and like they can't get anywhere. And I feel like every other team has been able to have moments where if not both of their drivers, at least one of their drivers has done quite well. Alpine just consistently down the bottom.
I know, and the one time Gasly qualified, I think it was P6 in the Spa sprint, he then DNS'd.
Yeah. Like, just awful
like, to DNS, not start? Oh. The one time you're, like, out of Q1?
Literally.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Silliest surprise. What did you have?
I had 2 teams double DNFing the sprint, because Aston Martin double DNF'd it as well.
Yes, true.
I just feel like people are normally quite conservative in a sprint, and 2 teams double DNFing is just a bit rogue.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, I know.
And then I also had Franco ignoring team orders for P17 because
because that was very silly. What are you doing?
And like, what?
I know.
Anyways, what did you have?
I had Carlos's sprint race because that was quite surprising.
Yeah.
And the McLarens coming together because it was very silly.
Not that surprising, I won't lie.
Yeah. So true. Biggest meme, what did you have?
Oh, I have a few and I like them. I'm happy with my memes.
Nice.
One of them is a photo of Lando and Oscar like shaking hands on the podium, and it's like the McLaren boys coming together to help Verstappen win the title. And then my other one is like a really, really zoomed in photo of Max Verstappen, and it says objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yup, for real. For real. I had one that was like Lance Stroll trying to continue on in the sprint with like his wheel half off.
Yeah.
And it was that next, and the caption was like, bro thinks he's Schumacher, and it's like that photo of him next to like a photo of Michael Schumacher from that like 98 Belgian like Grand Prix where he like hit David Coulthard, like his whole front wheel came off and then he like ran to him in the pits. But for real, like what are you doing? Get off the road. Your wheels
Honestly. Literally, like, your wheel's sideways.
Yeah.
That is
What's going on?
so funny.
Useless stat. What did you have?
I have a few because I think I've been a bit lax on the useless stats of late. So
Fair.
I was like, I'm going to pull up with a few. My first one was more of like it was almost a stat and then Kimi Antonelli ruined it. But if Max had gotten the fastest lap, which Kimi did, he didn't, it would have been the first time ever a driver has got a Grand Slam in both the sprint and the race over one weekend.
Wow.
Because he Grand Slammed the sprint and then the only thing he didn't get in the race was the fastest lap.
You can totally just imagine Toto like giggling about that.
Literally. My other ones I have like this one is like not as good. The next two I've got like 5 by the way. Max now has 122 podiums, which is tied third all time with Sebastian Vettel.
Yes, I did see that one. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. And Lewis is the first driver ever to surpass 5,000 points.
Yeah. He has 5,000 and a half points. How do you get a half point?
That was from 2021 when they gave out half points because a race didn't... When Spa like had the 4-hour red flag.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
I could be wrong before anyone yells at me.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it was. Because they gave out half points because it like didn't... Anyway.
Yeah, like didn't finish fully. Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Then, and my other one, Lando has just become the first McLaren driver to 15 podiums in one season.
Wow.
Which is quite impressive, given Senna, Prost, etc. Obviously, the seasons weren't as long back then, so that will do it.
That will do it.
I thought that was quite nice for him.
Very cool.
And then the last one that I have is just a little chart. I was going to say I ran some numbers. I didn't. I screenshotted when someone else did it.
Yes.
Basically, Max is obviously now on 306 points.
Yeah.
If he wins every single race and Oscar finishes second every single race, including sprints.
Yeah.
So Max P1, Oscar P2 from here on out.
Yeah.
They will finish Abu Dhabi on exactly the same number of points. 447.
Oh. The scary thing is I feel like Max can do that. I feel
for sure.
like with all the races coming up, these next 5, I feel like he could win them all.
He can do that. And I don't know if Oscar can do that with Lando with all the momentum in McLaren. Like,
No.
Oscar's not in form to do that.
No.
Max is. And Lando, obviously, because he's behind Oscar, he's not really even in the equation because Max has to do less than that to beat him.
Yeah,
So
exactly. But there's also a very small gap between Oscar and Lando too. Like
14 points.
Yeah, like that is nothing.
That's tiny.
Like that could very easily switch. So
That could be one race, like not even that.
Yeah.
Like if Lando wins a race and Oscar has a weekend like this,
Yeah.
done. Like
100%. I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyway, one of my AirPods just died, so do you have a useless stat?
I do. Max has scored, out of a possible 133 points in the last 5 Grand Prix weekends, he has scored 119 out of 133. So again, on that point of like Max could do that, he is eating up every single possible point, really. That's available
like
to
I keep
him.
seeing this. It's like Max could still win the championship. Started as a joke. It's not a joke anymore.
It's not a joke anymore.
The distance he's covered in the championship in such a short space of time is horrifying.
Like Hungary, he was a minute off the lead.
Yeah, and
now
he
here
was
we are.
like 100 points off the fucking championship, like the other day.
Yeah.
And now he's right there with like heaps of time to go. I'm like, how has this happened?
Insane. Absolutely insane.
What?
I know. Favorite moment of the weekend?
Lando and Charles battling was really good. I really enjoyed that. And as much as I fucking hated it, like turn 1 of the sprint was just cinema.
Yeah.
Like,
for the purpose of the championship.
Yeah, it was like
So
a great moment for the weekend. I wouldn't like favorite moment, but it was just like
Memorable moment, yeah.
yeah. How
Yeah.
about for you?
I also had the McLarens coming together and the cheer for Carlos after the sprint.
Oh, yeah.
So cute. Love. Who was your driver of the day?
Driver of the day. I agree with the people.
Yes, same.
Charles. I actually
Yeah.
wrote Chalrez, but what can you do? Honorable mentions to Nico and to Yuki
Yes, agree.
for getting P7. But I definitely agree with the people.
Yeah, same. I had Charles as well. And then I think that wraps it up. So
I think it does.
we're off to Mexico this weekend. Home of Carlos's last win. Ferrari's last
God.
win.
When none of them fucking celebrated him when he got pole.
Yeah.
Dickheads. But it was a
But
good race last year, if I
was a good
remember correctly.
race.
It was like follow on from obviously the incident with Max and Lando in Austin. Then it
Yes.
intensified. They were like beating the shit out of each other
Yes.
and screaming at each other on the radio. Charles nearly binned it real bad when Lando was overtaking him. Do you remember that?
I
was
do
like,
remember
"What?"
that. Yeah, that was crazy. Perez had
And-
like a terrible race after contact with Liam Lawson because they were
Oh my
busy
God, they were trying to kill
strapping
each
for a
other
Red Bull
for the Red-
seat.
That was such a fun subplot. That was just a good race.
It was a good race.
So it ended up the podium being Carlos, Lando, Charles.
Yeah,
Because
double
Max
Ferrari
Verstappen ended
podium.
up with like 15 seconds of penalty or something like that for
Yeah.
trying to kill Lando. Everyone always yells at me when I say that he's trying to kill him. Obviously, he's not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
We get comments and they're like, "Meh," and I'm like,
Yeah, like,
it's for dramatic effect.
yeah, chill.
But
it's not
obviously,
serious.
it's a great track for Max.
Yes,
So,
5-time winner in Mexico. If I was putting a bet down, it would be on him.
like, your lunch bet is going to be Max Verstappen.
I know. Well, I wish it was, but we take turns going first, and I went first for Austin,
so
and I
he's
picked
gonna say
Max,
Max.
so I
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, but he's definitely going
but-
to pick Max.
Yeah, so we'll see. I might go Lando and see if he can. But
I feel like
we'll
it's a
see.
good option for not Max. If you can't have
Yes.
Max, I feel like it's a good
Yes.
option.
Exactly.
But-
Although who knows? Maybe George Russell will just spawn out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We'll
Or
see.
Charles, if Ferrari can keep it fast,
Very true.
if they can continue this moment. I don't want to actually get your hopes up
Yeah, let's not do that. That would be bad. I'm already in
because
my
I
Ferrari
fear we are
shirt.
so back at this stage.
Yes. Yeah, we were back on the podium and the World Championship is not back on, but
No.
mathematically.
Nice. I think that
Anyways.
just about wraps it up.
Yep.
If you're listening on an app, give us a 5-star review because it really helps us out. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.